Hello and welcome to another episode of Beside the Fire with Alexander and Sime.
I'm Sime.
And I'm Alexander. And this is the show where we take an in-depth look at some of the most interesting people from around the country, and a little bit about the journey that led them to become who they are today. We're joined here today by a very fascinating couple. Mason Hu
And Therese Whelan. Welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having us.
These are legendary Civil War buglers.
The charge.
And we got the honor of meeting them for the first time, actually at a Gettysburg reenactment last year. We were trying to get to Tokyo. As always, to make a long story short, I slept through a few alarms. Five alarms. And Sime could not get into the apartment to wake me up, so we missed the flight. And it was my fault this time, and I apologize again.
I'm glad it's on camera now.
This is the one and only time it's been my fault. The rest of the time, that doesn't matter. Anyway, we got to take a little drive instead of flying to Tokyo, and we wound up at the Gettysburg reenactment. And we had the windows down, we heard the sweet, sweet sounds.
Because the radio in the rental car wasn't working, so we're just like, let's just listen to Pennsylvania.
And it was like a siren. Calling us to battle.
It made you want to fight, didn't it?
It did.
Definitely.
It did.
We did fight a little bit.
We got into
a little bit of a fight. You guys are kind of like the Brangelina of the Civil War reenactment community, right? Is that
safe
wrong?
to say?
Yeah.
I guess.
In terms of celebrity-wise, maybe.
Yeah.
They do ask us to pose a lot.
Yeah.
How did you start?
It's a very musical child. I got accepted into Juilliard at the age of 10.
Wow.
Whoa.
And, I decided that piano wasn't working for me at some point, and I fell in love with the South and the beautiful sounds of a bugle.
Now, one might argue that a bugle is slightly more, limiting than a piano.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's your story, Mason? What brought you to the...
It was kind of a fluke. Believe it or not, it does. It goes back to the snacks. Corn chip.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I used to love them. Aren't they great?
I put them on my fingers. I go.
They are so bad for you.
So bad for you.
Really bad for you.
But
But I used to love them as a kid, and one day my grandfather had said, that's not a real bugle.
Now I know you guys do like outreach programs in Detroit.
in
teaching
the inner
kids
city,
in inner city.
Inner city youth
How did the
program.
inner city youth take to bugling?
Not well at first.
No,
Oh, wow.
very not well. We did. You were struck multiple times with bugle that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
there
that
were
was-
some violent children to begin with, but once they
were scared. I'd never
Yeah.
seen a bugle before. They thought it was some kind of like a reject trumpet.
You don't have a bugle, but you brought something that's similar to demonstrate some of the calls.
Always.
Yes,
Yeah.
we need to have an instrument at all times, I would say.
So would you mind demonstrating just a few of the infantry calls?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. We have a list here.
Yeah, I never leave. Never go on the road without my.
Trusty kazoo.
So I'm just gonna throw them at you, and you just give them back to me.
Okay, sure.
Oh, you gotta warm it up a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
The tone's very different. When
Okay. So first, let's attention. Now that brings me to attention.
I know.
I was like, oh, time to go.
It gets you, right?
It
does,
gets you.
it does,
It
it
gets
does.
something in your
That's-
heart
that's why I
started.
wrote it
It's
that
just
way.
How about halt?
Halt.
So we're marching.
Marching.
We're marching.
We gotta keep going.
That's
Oh.
really long.
The very last thing that you want your army to do accidentally is to stop. And
So there always tends to be a bit of a rift between infantry and cavalry bugleists.
Well, one of the biggest jokes is that when it came time to design the call for rest, one of the writers, the musical writers, came from a long family of horsemen.
Oh my god!
Really just such an honor and pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
So
Thank
much.
you. Thanks for having us. We're very happy to share.
Oh.
Now, you had mentioned earlier that you have a bit of like a love song that you play back and forth to each other at night before you go to bed. Would you mind if while we have the
Because
Play
we
this
never
off.
played it for anyone else.
I guess
Oh
we
my
haven't,
gosh,
but
it's exclusive.
you hear it
I'm
here first?
Here first.
I'm kind of in that mood. Are you?
Yeah, we'll see what happens after the song. Would you like to start?
I think you can go first.
Nice. Look at that. So nice. This is a treat, folks. It's a real treat.
Thank you.
I try to think of like the explosions.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we're here. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
It's important
Do you want us to
to
do?
visualize in
Do
your
you want us to do explosions for you?
Good work.
That's really beautiful.
Wow.
I've never heard that make such
Yeah.
sweet sounds before.
Wow.
It's a powerful instrument.
You know, actually,
In the right hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It's beautiful.
so high pitched I can almost not hear it.
Yeah.
Here's some dogs barking.
It's incredible.
Here's some dogs barking. Hold on, I gotta see.
It's
I
gorgeous.
think there's a little dust inside.
She has a much breathier style.
Absolutely.
Oh, the dogs are going crazy outside. The dogs are going crazy.
I can hear it.
That's what
That's what puts me to sleep.
Oh no, we're not.
We're not brothers.